ciao to all guys.
That's
ciao,
Luca.
ciao.
Eataly. How many of you have never been in an Eataly? Okay, you see there's still some room to grow, so we take a seat and we play you a short...
Few people, eh? When I started to have this kind of...
It was more.
Yeah, definitely. Half of... when we started, 90%, they didn't know about Eataly. Today, let me say 10%.
You did a great job. So let's watch the video, let's have a seat. So here we go, or not. Guys, can you start the... Here we go.
There is a video.
Yeah, you brought a video,
yeah.
I think. Here we go. No?
No, this is the presentation.
Can you go? Here we go.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, huh?
So Eataly is so much, but it's definitely a pioneer in combining grocery, shopping, restaurant experience, etc. But Luca, for you as one of the main guys behind the grocery, what is Eataly for you? What is it? How you describe?
Let me say, if I need to be very fast, proud to be a farmer. Mm-hmm. It was the right on the T-shirt, Orgoglio Contadino. So everything started from the production, from the product. Mm-hmm. And every of us, of the big Eataly team, in a certain point, in a dream life, we want to become a farmer. And this is the reason why, when we are going all around the world, we bring our unbelievable product, because we think it's our product. So this is Eataly. It's the doors from our Italian farmers.
That's nice.
We didn't prepare this conversation.
No.
I asked Mario, please tell me what you are asking me. He told me no, impossible.
When you set up this business very long time ago, and you were standing with your partner Oscar Farinetti, and you were standing in Turin, did you anticipate this crazy international growth? Did you really dream or even imagine that you will have, I read in your presentation, you have 32 million visitors.
Yeah.
Just to get the feeling, do you know how many visitors the Vatican has a year? 5 million visitors has the Vatican. Only your store in New York has 7 million. So you have more visitors than the Vatican. How does that feel?
Yeah, but when we started, it was really a dream. It was a completely different situation if you compare with the actual food culture, food trendy, food life. the real quality food was consumed by 10% of the people, 5% very rich, and the other 5 we call the foodies. So the people very felt in love with the food. The mission was to bring the high quality food to the rest of the people, to the 90% of the people, in a very informal way, without barrier, without the essence of a museum, without different doors. And so we started in 2007.
But did you think, I mean, you're a dreamer and you're very positive and you're very passionate, but did you ever thought at the beginning that this can be the outcome, that you open a store in New York and 7 million people come?
That's no, really no. Let me
so
say
it's
no.
Above all expectations.
Yes, absolutely. And the first budget in New York was 30 million,
Okay,
and
so
we are
you
doing
reached
80
it.
million. Exactly. So every time we are not really confident about what we are doing. We are Italian, so we are scared. We are shy. We don't know what is happening. We cannot plan, so it's we see what is happening and we discover step by step.
At the moment, you're like a treasure hunter because your current, you have a lot of jobs, but one of the jobs is to find the real estate because we all know, the guys who know Italy, it's all about the building itself. The buildings are iconic, they're massive, and you just walk in and say, wow. So you're like a treasure hunter. How you look for locations, how you find them, and what's your, because you also have a lot of landlords out there, what's the
definitely we have
criteria?
2 big kind of battles in our life, with the landlord and with the fashion industry, because we are food and we, let me say, don't like, I'm joking of course, the fashion. With the real estate, all around the world, starting from America and going through the big cities in Europe, is completely changing. Is changed and is changing again. So I think that Italy is a really incredible format for the size, for the way how we are attracting people, million of customers, and the landlord that has this big size, big location in the city center need to be proud to have an Italy in their real estate. So the combination is really having a long-term project, understanding with the landlord what we can do, working with the landlord, and try to create a common project where the landlord can have different positive aspects to have an Italy in their building. Because having an Italy is a very complicated project for the mechanical, electrical, for the landlord also. Absolutely.
So now when you look on the next 2-3 years, what is coming up? When are the guys experience in Italy, in Amsterdam, and what else is coming up in Europe? What is your current pipeline on openings?
In our pipeline today we have Paris that is coming in a couple of months, so in April. We have London next year, and then we have another store in a German country. We opened in Munich. Let me say, a lot of people ask me, what is your favorite store? And generally, I would like to say New York, because after Torino, that was the first, of course. But I say every time Munich, because Munich was the most difficult challenge in our life, and we won the challenge. So I think the German country is ready to increase the price. I listened the chat before that was talking about the price in Germany, and the German people are understanding how much is important the food, the quality of the food, the history of the food, the experience with the food, and they need to pay for this. They cannot say, okay, the pizza can cost 7 euros, because with 7 euros you cannot have all the really quality behind the pizza. So Germany will be a country in Europe where we are investing time and money.
True. We talked about, when you say Italy, we talked about the big real estate, what is obviously part of the concept. We talked about the being a farmer, being proud on the product. The last pillar for me is the vibe in there. You come in there and you find everywhere this Italian piazza feeling. What is these nice cows we all love about Italy? You're hosting over 30 million guests. You have 10,000 employees. And for me, always the first time when I experienced Italy, I thought that's great, but that's not scalable, because how you scale chaos, how you scale Italian piazza, and
Only an Italian.
how can you do that?
Only the Italians can manage the chaos. Yes, exactly. I think we create the chaos. We try to manage the chaos in the first part of our life, and really we had a lot of problem. Then becoming more mature in our way to work. Today, let me say, we are finding the paradigm to manage 80% of the chaos, leaving the 20% to the real chaos. And this is what we are doing.
Was there any big fuck up in this 20% chaos? What you like to share, or we don't talk about it?
A lot.
Okay, so looking back now, how much was luck and how much was hard work? If you really need to be honest to yourself, the current success of Eataly, how much is luck? How much is hard work? What's your feeling?
Let me say,
that?
we are working with ourselves. It's very difficult to say, but only ourselves can kill Italy. Not the market, not the competition, not the real estate. But when I say ourselves, I say our Italy team. So we need to be proud to be Italy, and we need to be very strictly with our DNA, with our identity. Because growing, especially leaving this 20% of chaos, the possibility that you are moving a little bit left, a little bit right, in respect of the DNA of your brand, this is the really dangerous things, and we need to be very careful. So we are market, restaurant, production, and teaching of Italian food. If we start to become a big restaurant, easy, of course, maybe we are making more money in the next couple of years, but at the end we are losing our DNA. So a lot of times opening new stores, there are a lot of sirene that are calling us and say, no, why you are not doing this a little bit much more, blah, 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 blah. So we need to be very strictly on our DNA. And we don't have any competition in the market today.
You're one of the biggest ambassador probably of Italian lifestyle products heritage around the world, like really ambassador of Italy. Do you get any recognition from Italy? Do you get any recognition?
Absolutely, yes. Let me say that if I can suggest to a new entrepreneurs, the first step is to be successful in his country. So first of all, we started not even in Italy, in Piedmont. So when we started, we say, okay, we are opening in Torino. If we have success in our region, then we can move in a little bigger region that is Italy, then in a big region that is Europe, America, whatever it is. So the first step needs to be the place where you are coming from. Italy, Piedmont, and we are definitely one of the big brands also in our country, where the competition is very high, where in a city like Milano there are thousands of incredible new format, Italian, not Italian, Starbucks opened a roastery reserve, whatever it is. But we need to win the competition in our country, otherwise you cannot go outside.
I want to touch another topic because I experienced it by myself by producing this Italian ketchup, and you guys helped to export that. And then when I saw your presentation, I realized, because it says that 11,500 small producers in Italy doing olive oil, doing ketchup, doing whatever, you helped them to grow the first time outside of the border. And I just can confirm, without the help of your team, we wouldn't be able we wouldn't even think about exporting to US because it's so complicated nowadays to ship food around the world, and you have an amazing support team. And I can imagine if somebody takes the calculator and says, how much does it cost to ship and help the guys to ship the ketchup to US, and if you be honest, probably it's not really profitable. So you took a huge responsibility for all these small farmers to help them. How you see that? How important that is for the DNA?
This is very crucial, critical, and let me say it's one of the most important pillars of our format. Let me say one of more things. We are bringing out 11,000, but in Italy we have 100,000. So the chance to buy a real good, contemporary, fantastic Italian food products are huge today. So there is no limit. Of course, what is happening? We are investing a lot of money not only to explain to our little producer how to export the product, but also to maintain the product on the shelves. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense to sell, I don't know, 10 items of your ketchup in a new store in Vegas. But we maintain your ketchup in the shelves for 1 year, 2 years, trying to convince our customer to prove your product that is much better than other product. If you see the economics, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. We need to put other products, 100%. Less product, more industrial product, but this is not our mission. This is what we are doing. So bringing and not leave the way of these unbelievable products.
That's great. So what can we expect from you guys in the next 10 years? I mean, you did already one revolution. You created a format. You became ambassador of your country. You sell the Italian chaos to the world. What's the plan? How big that can be? Do you work on other stuff? What are you able to share?
We opened last year FICO in Bologna. I invite all of you to see this unbelievable big Italy or Italy World, 80,000 square meters. So I think today we have a couple of big cities like London and Paris. And then we will see what is happening. We have a lot of different ideas that we are creating inside ourselves, and for sure we want again to invent, to revolution, to be disruptive with our brand, with our country in this unbelievable market.
Right. So if one of these guys says, that was really great, where can I sign? I want to bring Italy to my country, to my city. You obviously run a very difficult franchising concept. It's high investment, very complicated, chaos, as we said. What's your requirements on franchise partners? Do you even take franchise partners on, or what do they need to bring to the table to be considered?
Yeah, today, let me say, we divide the world into two different big areas where the food is very similar to our food. We don't want to have a franchising. We want to operate directly, and all the stores that you see are managed by us. The world where the food is not like us, let me say East, Middle East, Far East, is a franchising area. And we are studying, the big country will be China, of course, but we are not ready. So, first of all, we need to be more present in this part of the world. And then we are thinking about a real franchising project.
Okay, thank you. Guys, any questions from the audience for Luca, as you have him here? If not, he's here on break and share a coffee with you. Big thank you,
Grazie
Luca, for
mille
coming.
a tutti.
You get my Italian teddy bear and a hug.
Grazie.
Mille grazie. So guys, thank you for watching this part of international growth. How to get the money we talked about, sharing on the panel, how to grow international, and now a different approach on the end of this session with Luca on how you can grow with 80% semi-organized and 20% chaos. Thank you so much. Take care.